Hello, everybody. Welcome to Guiricast Live. We're back again after a little summer hiatus, after possibly the most intense live stream we've ever done, Alex. But we're back again now for a new season. Away at Cordoba today. How you doing, buddy? You all right?
I'm good. I'm just doing a mic test. Does this sound all right?
I can hear you. That's the main thing.
That's the
I'm
main
sure
thing.
everyone will let us know.
I
Maybe
will
tell
mute
us why
myself.
you're doing it, like, Alex, and where you are right now.
As we speak, you can see behind all the Málaga shirts arriving. I think we're going to move into the big TV room. I'm at the Peña bar for Malaga in Madrid, basically. Why don't you go through and grab yourself
Nice.
stuff?
Big TV room in there as well. That sounds fun. Alex is now mobile, but as I said before, this is our first live stream of the season. You get into August time, so obviously the winter kicks off sort of the middle of August. I was on holiday, Luke's on holiday, Matt was travelling, Alex was travelling. Chris has moved house, so it's the first one we're actually managing to do. And we're coming on a little bit earlier than we do usually about 15 minutes before kickoff, just so we can give you a bit more of a preview this season, a bit more of a feel of what the game is going to be like, what the expectations are, the team news, a bit of insight on Cordoba or the opposition, for example. So, yeah, it should be quite a good one. I suppose I'll start by saying, Alex, obviously Cordoba came up with us last season. They finished second in Grupo Dos. They were brilliant last season, yet so far this season, it doesn't appear to be working out for them, does it?
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a different story this season. And, I think coming up in that playoff group, they were the one team that we probably wanted to avoid, and we're glad that we did avoid them. And who knows if we'd have got them, we might not be in this situation right now. But yeah, it seems to be night and day the difference between the Cordoba team last season and the Cordoba team this season. Obviously, they've brought in a few players. Obviously, Canado's there. He's getting a lot of criticism at Cordoba. To be honest, I haven't watched loads of footage from their games, but from what I can tell, he gives the ball away a lot and makes quite a lot of mistakes. And I think I'm sure they will pick up. They do have the qualified players, but not a brilliant start. 1 point from 3 games.
Yeah, maybe with the exception of their previous match against Elche, where they lost 3-1. Not massively difficult opposition. The same opposition that Malaga have played, and obviously we've had, a point against Mirandés as well. Burgos never easy, but not one of the teams or the league's sort of like ultra super squads, is it? So it's a bit of a baptism of fire for them. Like I said on the podcast this week, what Alex Fitzpatrick told me, the last 2 match days, they haven't had a player in the squad that was playing at this level last season. And the jump between Primera and Segunda is big. There's no denying it. We can see that with the games that we're playing. So for me, they're going to have to really galvanise the squad that they've got to get them to perform extra and get them at this level, don't they?
Yeah, I think there's always that case when a newly promoted team. I think this is also the case with Malaga. Have we done enough business to stay in the division? So far, it's been a decent start. I'm still a little bit unconvinced. I think the first 2 games weren't that good. Pedal was all right in spades, but I think against Mirandés, we looked poor for quite large chunks of the game. Albacete, we looked a lot better, so it seems to be on the right curve going upwards. But yeah, I think still work to be done. Obviously, we're not going to bring in any more players, but you could probably say, summing up from those first 2 games, it's still early in the season. There's 39 games to go, 38 games to go, so it's a long way to go. It's not panic stations yet for them, but if they don't start picking up results, they will probably start to get a little bit worried.
Yeah, I think that's the caveat of it, isn't it? When you're so early into a season, we've seen teams that have been in around the bottom 3 up until the end of October and then somehow make the playoffs, for example, especially with how tight Segunda has been in the last couple of years as well. So it'll be very interesting, really what Cordoba can do. But let's hope that they don't start tonight, because that wouldn't be very good for us. Just to also mention as well, obviously, as we always have on Guiricast Live, you can also get involved with the comments. We'll try and chuck as many of them up on the screen as we can. So we've got our first one in saying, Michael Phillips, he's not coming home from the Emirates this time, but he's in his favourite Spanish bar waiting for kickoff. And he says he'll see me next weekend when we're out for the Huesca game as well, or the weekend after, I think it's going to be. But welcome, Mike. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying your time in Spain. Again, if you want to get your comments in, we'll put them up on screen. We can have a good talk about them. I'll just share your thoughts about starting 11 or Cordoba or Malaga, whatever it needs to be. Just give us a shout. So you may draw your eye to the left of the screen, Alex, because obviously I've been a bit busy this summer trying to kit out the live stream for a bit more singing and dancing. So I can also bring up this wonderful match day.
I was going to say, actually, because I'm on my phone, so I have no way of double screening it.
Yes. So I've you can see the starting 11 on the left-hand side of the screen if you are watching on YouTube or Facebook or wherever it may be. Pretty much what we predicted in the preview show. Really, we're having to be quite clever with how we're playing football as a minute, because our injury list is growing quite rapidly. So, we've already lost Victor Garcia, David Larrubia, Kevin Labete, to injuries which aren't going to be, 1 or 2 weeks. They are beyond a month. So Danny Sanchez is coming at left back. We've got Einar taking the place of the suspended Pastor, who got himself sent off against Albacete last week. Luismi comes in for his first start, which I think is really exciting as well. I thought he was really impressive when he came off the bench last week. And obviously, the name that everyone's going to be talking about, it's the return of Yanis Ramani. So he takes that spot where David Larrubia has been playing so well this season. Are you excited to see him back in a Malaga shirt, Alex?
Very much so. I think he's one of those players that I look quite fondly back on his time at the club. Yes, he's not Lionel Messi. He's not, some other better players that have come through the club like Isco and Santiago, but he's one of those best players we've had in the last few years, and hopefully he can recreate some of that magic that he had with not only Malaga but with Huesca as well.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's about, for him, it's capturing where he was before. I think he's had not a couple of poor seasons. I think he found last season difficult, and when he wasn't playing for Eibar and he was then sent off to Tenerife on loan, and Tenerife is never an easy place to go to as a loan player, because they're very much they like their own cantera, they like their own players. So being an outsider coming in halfway through the season isn't always the easiest thing to do. But in the season before, when we were last in this league, obviously he came and played against us for Eibar, scored a goal against us as well. He looked really sharp, really, quite an aggressive attacker. So there's a player in there, isn't there? And it's just maybe about unlocking that and trying to find whether we can get him back up to speed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, slip of the tongue. I had Huesca and Eibar confused in my head. You have to forgive them as they both play in the same colours. Sometimes my mind, when it's not fully focused, does slip. It happens for the best of us. But yes, I think when you look at what he has done, yes, I think the big thing for a player is consistency and to have game time. And hopefully that's something Malaga can give him. Yes, he'll be competing with the likes of Kevin and Solito. Obviously today they're both in the front three, but I think generally if we can get him playing a good run of games and consistently performing, who's to say he can't be one of our best players this season?
Well, I think it's there for him to do as well, isn't it? So, that's going to be the biggest part of it. Frederick's back in touch with us as well. He's saying, good evening, lads. It's going to be nice to see Ramani and Luismi in from the start. He's ready to watch on a crappy Unibet stream with more pixels than there are grains of sand on Malagueta Beach. Vamos, Malaga. And that is the lens that we are going to watch to watch Malaga at the moment. So yeah, for me, it's going to be quite an interesting one. I'm more interested in what's going on with this camera, because that's not the layout that I asked it to do before.
I was just thinking that.
I was like, why are we all really, really skinny right now? But I might have to just play with it as I am holding on to it, but I'll see what I can do. But Luke, you've joined us now, nice and early, only 10 minutes late.
Oh, I did text saying what time are we starting?
Yeah, and I said 7:45. The message is there.
Alex put 5 to or whatever you fancy. I've been sat here for the last 20 minutes. Evening, everybody. What the hell is happening with this camera, Nick?
I don't know. I really don't know what's going on with it, to be fair, but it's got a mind of its own. So I'm going to wait for Matt Harrison to join us, and then hopefully he can occupy this lovely little camera down the bottom, maybe. But I don't know if that's changed anything from your guys' end. Are you into a little box now?
No, I'm just like a chip.
Oh dear, this is not good, is it? This is not good.
Is very zoomed in. Have you? What you guys watching? What are you watching it on, Nick?
I'm going for a well-known betting website. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Let's go like this.
That's much better.
So I'm going for a well-known betting website. Probably not too dissimilar to Frederick. I imagine you're doing the same, or have you found yourself a new side hustle?
I'm doing it on the well-known betting agency. I could get the stream, but I would be like a minute and a half behind, I think. So I think this kind of counterbalances it. Yeah, definitely. Well, we're not too far from kickoff now. It's not changed on my screen in front of me yet, so I'll keep an eye on that one. But yeah, what do you think of the starting 11 that you might see on your screen in front of you, Luke? Yeah, I like it. It's not a million mile off from what we predicted on the preview show. It was basically all down to if Romani was fit, I guess. But yeah, I think it's a strong 11, definitely.
It is. I'm quite excited to see this one. I was saying before, obviously, we've been forced into changes, but they're fun changes. They're good changes, aren't they? And one more change for today is Matt Harrison is now here with a fresh pizza, I imagine, as I'm being told. How are you doing, Matt?
I'm good. I've polished it off. Anchoas on top, my favorite pizza topping. Yeah, all good. I just heard you talking about the starting 11. Of course, I wasn't on the preview show this week. This would have been my starting 11. This is exactly as I would have picked this. So I'm excited to see what the boys can do. And I've just noticed they're wearing the beautiful golden shirt as well, which is cool.
They are repping the same shirt that Luke is wearing at the minute. Because I made it, and like I say, we're trying to be jazzy now with this new feature. This is also the Cordoba Match Day 11. Not many names that we will all recognise in there. As I said to Alex before, these are all players who played in Primera or below last season, either with Cordoba or without Cordoba. The ones for me, Alex Sala, he was obviously at Gimnastic de Tarragona last season, so he missed out getting promoted, but he's now playing in Segunda with Cordoba. But no Genaro today. Obviously, it's his birthday. I would have liked to have wished him happy birthday, but he is.
I also see Antonio Casas, which is a name that some of you might remember, and I believe a certain Zinedine Zidane is in the stands to watch his son Theo Zidane, who's on the bench as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not what you want, is it, when you've got all the way to Cordoba? I suppose all the way to Cordoba. It's not too bad on the train from Madrid. But, yeah, he is obviously his son who's left Castilla last season. He's on the bench today. But, for me, this is the basis of the team they had when they got promoted last season. This is who they were using to chase down Castellón. So there's still a lot of faith from Ivan Anina in his players to perform at this level. I was saying before, Luke, do you just persevere and hope for the best with this, or are we waiting for something to click?
No, to be fair, with our 11, I think it's going to click straight away. To be fair, I really, really like that middle three: Luis Mead, Molina, and Danny Lorenzo. There's experience and flair in there. regarding the Cordoba side, I know I'm not acting like I know they're the 11 boys what are out there now, but last season they had a really strong 11. Like you've just said, Nick, this is effectively a completely different 11, and I can't tell you much about any of them apart from Antonio Cáceres and Casaredo on the wing.
Yeah, and they bought a lot of players as well, so and you know they've not blooded a lot of them. And you mentioned, is it Sukup Bell, who's gone there? Quite a
Bell.
He's quite a good prodigy at Spurs and Chelsea, wasn't he? He's not really made much headway. Matt Canaro on the bench. It's not what we wanted to see, was it?
I don't know if you have the same sort of coverage as I have. I'm watching on Vodafone TV, which is very good, actually. But they've put the camera on Genaro quite a lot already, actually, as if to say, like, what a shock. I was listening to you guys on the podcast this week and like the preview show, and yeah, I just you guys were like sort of lamenting him a bit, and I'm not saying like I disliked him or whatever. I've never really got Genaro. He's a player I've just never got. And I always thought because he's defensive midfielder, maybe like, oh, he's under the radar, but I've never. I'm not saying I dislike him. I have a lot of respect for what he did, but also I'm going to say I never liked him. He's a player I've never ever rated. So
Matt,
you know,
has the game kicked off?
It has kicked off, yeah.
On your end, because Bet365, well, this betting app.
Well, we're a minute in.
we're still on 0 minutes here, and Nick, has your stream come on?
I've not got. It says this page is no longer available. Betting is closed or has been suspended. So
I've got this stream will start shortly before the start of the event.
We're very much underway. To be honest with you, like obviously it's the first time we've wore this gold shirt. I think it's an absolute beauty of a shirt, but I'm not so big on the brown numbers on the back. I've just realised.
Yeah, I'm going to say that when I first saw it, it was the gold and brown. Oh, there we go. Right, I've got it. I'm watching on my little corner, so I'm out to date. We're on 1 minute 55. Good that we all know.
Me.
Yeah, I was going to say you're further ahead than me. And then just ticked over to 2 minutes and 5 seconds now.
I'm on 2 minutes now. Yeah,
this is going to be fun.
Yeah, for once I get to celebrate first. That should be fun. I'm now just going to figure out how to make a big screen.
We've got we've got about 7, 8 people here supporting Málaga.
Feels like we're there.
I was hoping. I think my mate Alvaro is part of that Pena, but I think Alvaro's moved abroad somewhere else. He is the ultimate points mean Patreon fanboy, but I don't think he's part of that Pena anymore.
Oh, that's a shame. El Melon 01 says, isn't Marvel a centre half former Real Madrid too? First he's Andersons and now Marvel. So they're doing the shopping. You like to say, you don't end up at Real Madrid if you're a poor player, you know, maybe unless you are a certain former number 9 for us in the Primera. But I wasn't too sure of that. Marvel, who's the centre back.
Yeah.
We're doing quite good. Dear. Wait till you guys see that one.
And Alfonso Guerrero diving across like a superhero.
He really had him scrambling there. Like, I don't know who's taking the shot from distance, but like he's almost caught Alfonso Guerrero off his line.
I think it was Zidane. It looked like Zidane.
It's Alex Salah. That's who it is who's done that. So a man who's able to come back to.
I don't think he meant that, but it looked good.
Why is everything so awkward now? Why could we not have RFTV or La Liga Plus just simple?
You'd have thought that going up to a higher division would have made it easier, but
it's crazy. Has everybody in the comments, have you all got good streams or are you happy with the streams?
Oh, there we go. I'm on full screen now and everything. I've still got all the pixelated stuff wanked crap that Frederick was talking about, but at least it's here. That's the main thing.
Oh, well, I've just knocked mine off, so I'm going to have to...
For any new viewers, we are normally better than this. It's just this shit-ass division that we're currently in.
I know, FEF TV was such a simpler time, wasn't it? It was so much better than this.
And we all slagged off the camera from, what was it, Antiquera?
Antiquera, yes.
That was a hard day.
Is it Jody Mitchell? You don't know what you got till it's gone. I think it's Jody Mitchell.
Oh, dear. Something.
I have nothing on my screen now. My tally's resetting.
We'll tell you all about it. I thought that was a foul on Calderon there, to be fair. I thought Puga just got the worst of him, but it's been pulled back for offside. But they are definitely a lot coming down this left-hand side at the minute for Cordoba, and they look lively, to be fair. You know, they don't start the better of the two teams.
Those, it was you and it was Luke and Nick on the preview this week, wasn't it?
Say that again, Alex?
You, Nick, and on the preview this week.
It was me, Luke, and Chris.
Okay. What did you sum up when you were talking about Cordoba? What did you what were your thoughts before the game?
What do you mean, Alex? You didn't listen to our podcast this week?
I did not, unfortunately. I've been a busy man since Friday at 7 o'clock, and I've been doing nothing for the last 24 hours.
Yeah, to be fair, the way I thought about it, it was that obviously they haven't managed to bounce into this league with the form that they showed in Premier RAFEFA, but we know that the gap is absolutely massive between those two leagues, and you've seen it with Amorbieta or Alcorcon. You know, teams that do come up do tend to struggle. As Cordoba again on the attack here, it's back towards the back post.
We are really struggling to settle. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't get a foot on the ball at the minute, can we? At all. But it's as we said earlier, Alex, you know, it is very early days in this league. You know, we are only into, as you can see on the screen, Granada, or Granada Quattro. And there's still time for this Cordoba side to click. But there's also a lot of time for them to lose their heads a bit as well. You know, there's a certain line around mid-October, end of October, would you say, that you'd go, right, if you're in the bottom three there, you need to start panicking a little bit because people will start to run away from you. But this league was so tight last season that it might even be Christmas that we might even be talking about that. So, who knows?
I mean, end of the day, if you remember last season, Segunda were known as like the tightest league in Europe for relegation and promotion.
Hyper
Yeah, it's like you say, really? this league don't come anywhere near its conclusion till very, very late April. At least you start looking at where people may finish.
Well, you look at didn't the automatic promotion places go down to the penultimate game?
Yeah,
I think it was the second last game that we actually saw Leganés and it's testing my knowledge now. Leganés and
Eibar.
No, Eibar still in this league. Who was the bloody hell was it now?
I mean, what? Sorry, Alaves, right?
No, I think were they not already up as well? It was definitely Leganés who went up. Espanyol went up through the playoffs. Who the bloody hell else was it?
Real Valladolid.
Real Valladolid. That's it.
And Espanyol. Yeah.
And Espanyol went up through the playoffs, didn't they? They beat Real Oviedo of Sid Lowe's parish.
Yeah.
Dick, did you say that your stream's very fuzzy and that?
I've just my stream's come back on, and I've just seen Sergio PSA go tranquilo.
Shall we have our first minute check then? I'm currently on 9 minutes exactly.
Oh, you're way ahead.
I am 8:57.
See on the.
How are we different, Luke? We're watching the same website.
No, to be fair, I looked at the screen behind on the iPad. So yeah, so currently I'm on 9:10. That's got to be the right one.
Oh, that's where I am as well. To be fair,
you're 10 seconds ahead of me then.
So, like I say, I could get a perfect stream on the telly, but I'd be all over. We'd be all over. I'd be with Matt. I'd be watching the game with Matt, effectively.
That's not the worst thing in the world. I'll be watching the game in
Alex
2
is
weeks.
having time of his life down there as well. I've never seen the guy look so happy.
He's with his people. He's with with the Madristas
I've just been speaking to some of the members of the Madrid Peña here, and they follow us on Twitter. So there you go. And he was saying that he's been to the Mirandes and other Athletic games.
Alex looked like he was about to sign for Sao Paulo. It's a very Sao Paulo shirt. I don't know if that's a good or thing, but
to be fair, knowing Alex Ashmore, he's got the white for Real Madrid. He's got the red and white stripe for Atleti. He doesn't know which Madrid to go to. Yeah,
for me as well, I was quite annoyed about, and that I didn't find out as until a time that came on here. Apparently, you now have to be a Premium X subscriber to live stream onto Elon Musk's platform now, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. So at this moment in time, because this literally told me this before kickoff, we are not streaming on X, which is a shame, because that's where a lot of our people are. So at the minute, if the number in the screen is to be believed, it's us 4 and 10 other people watching this game in a minute.
Hello, 10.
That's not what counts, though. The 10 people there are the most important people.
The dedicated ones. And of those 10 people, if you want to get your comments into us, give us a shout. What your thoughts on this game so far? How are Cordoba playing? How are Malaga not playing, dare I say? Because I feel like the first 10 minutes, I've not seen anything of Malaga in this match.
I thought we had the update, the subscription, Nick. Or does it have to be the top subscription?
I think there is a premium X account, isn't there?
I can't afford that, boys.
Yeah, I'm not paying that kind of money.
I love doing this, but the bank tells me differently. Until Mr. Marquez gets his hand in the pocket for us all.
Yeah,
I can't remember if it's Nick that said this and wasn't so big a fan. The golden shirt looks beautiful. I think it looks stunning.
Yes, Nick.
I as you well know, if there is a Malaga badge on it and it's a football shirt, I am likely to purchase.
But I mean, with the shorts, I just think it's really cool. I think it's a beautiful shirt.
But they're brown as well. Actually, the shorts are yellow here, aren't they? To be fair, but it was the brown part that got me. I was just like, I get why. Bloody hell, Malaga played it dangerously around the back here. Right under pressure from Cordoba.
Oh God, I'm way back.
Yeah, just booting the ball out of the pitch now.
What minute are you on?
I'm on minute 12.
To be fair, I've just put it on the telly. I'm 20 seconds behind, but if I turn my camera around, the stream is absolutely
12:45.
Yeah, me too. Well, I'm 12:30.
Nick, can we do this?
No.
If I just stand here like...
Yeah, we're definitely not allowed to do that.
Can you hear that? That's La Liga knocking on your front door, Luke.
Can we do like a cake thing or something?
Yeah, I don't want Javier Tebas knocking on my front door tomorrow morning saying, "Pay up, it's 103 million to stream."
We're just really struggling to keep the ball at the moment, it feels.
We really are, but we're not getting it up anywhere near the dangerous players that we've got.
No.
Like, given how well Antonito was playing last week,
That's a better ball. That's a much better ball.
Everything down that side, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Would you guys take a point tonight? I'm sure you would.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the other game.
To be honest, I think anything but a loss is positive. It keeps the momentum going. Even though Cordoba haven't had the best start to the season, it's still a derby. They're still going to be up for it. And yeah, not losing is always a positive. I think, to be honest, in this season, we should just think about staying up. And if we don't lose week on week, that's fine for me.
I think regarding Segunda, we all know every point on the road is a bonus point. It's a very tough league to take points on the road. That's why La Rosaleda really has to be a fortress, as it has been for quite a while now. Ooh, are we going to a VAR here? Nope, it's gone. Shit.
But no, you could argue. You say La Rosaleda's been a fortress. I'd argue we were better. I think we were better away from home last year.
We were.
Going on a win.
Yeah, no, I do totally agree with that. I just think the levels. I mean, we're going away to much harder places this season, aren't we?
Yeah, I think
I say La Rosaleda being a fortress. In terms, if you look at our record of not losing there in quite a long time, but we did draw a hell of a lot of games last season, didn't we, at home?
Well, I think that was it. That was the illusion of the so-called fortress and things like that. Like last season, you look at it in isolation, we only lost something like 5 or 6 games out of 40 odd.
It's crazy. Like as not to do the I've spent my summer writing a book sort of card, but the more like I've been writing this book and looking back on our season, I'm like, we just never lost last year. It is absolutely bonkers the criticism our team got last year. I just don't get it. It's always. I find with Spanish football fans, there's no middle. There's love or hate, and if you draw 3 games, we're the shittest team in the world, and this that. But like our season last year was like superb. Like, and we were against like this really good Castellon team, which are obviously, they've got this amazing owner that's. Who's brilliant, and we don't have an owner really. So
no,
I mean, it's like when you look at it,
it's very impressive. I think Luke said on the podcast this week that I think these guys, the second half of the season, by distance, were the best team in the league. And
I mean, just going back to our home form, then the last time we got beat was Castellon.
Yeah.
The 25th of January or something. But even from then till the end of the season, there was still like 4 draws, 6 wins. Kind of, it's 14 games.
Great draws.
13 games unbeaten at home, and I dare say we've maybe lost 1 away. Like we really haven't lost any games at all.
I think we lost to Melilla, didn't we? And that was it.
We lost to Melilla on the 11th of February. We lost at Cordoba, obviously.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, I always forget about Cordoba.
And Cordoba were the last game we lost on the 28th of April.
Yeah, but they were like spectacular at the time.
Yeah, they had the momentum because they had a chance of catching Castellon at that point. Whereas Malaga, we very much got stuck in our own league. We was in the playoffs, other than something miraculously. Our spot was cemented in 3rd and 4th place.
Yeah, I don't recall moving too much out of 4th place the entire season or 3rd place the entire season. It was like we were just stuck in stasis the entire time. But
I think we tried to get ourselves nervous when Ceuta were about 7 points off us for it or something, 5 points.
It was Real Murcia, wasn't it? It was the one like towards. And you're right. I know Ceuta were around this, but. Was it Real Murcia chasing us? I can't remember. And
they were the next.
We had that awful run in April, which I say awful. It was just a lot of draws, but they were catching us. And if it wasn't for Alfonso Herrero scoring a goal, oh, what a season!
Take us back.
Yeah.
No, I think to be fair, like you are absolutely right. I think it was a bit mad at times last season. Like at one point, they, myself included, we all kind of went, maybe it's time for Pace there to move on a little bit. We're not getting the results that we really, really want. But then when you look at that number in isolation and go, shit, we only lost 5 games, which is just,
crazy. And being team PSA all the way through.
We lost 5 games. We had the best defensive record across the whole federation, and maybe even the best defensive record in Spain. Yes, we wasn't the most attractive to watch, but are we in Segunda now?
Yeah, but also, I like you're right. I don't think we were the most attractive to watch, but I don't think we were like horrible to watch. I don't think it was like this, dull. Like there were dull games, but
yeah.
Was there never a moment, Matt, last season, and you went to watch them more than any of us, probably more games than all of us combined, on that front. That you didn't look at what Paysair was doing when we were in the middle of that drawing streak where we drew like bloody 6 games in a row. There was no point in your brain at that time that just went, actually, maybe a change here could do us the world.
Absolutely no. I'm not saying that I was like invigorated by what was going on, but I just kept I'm a football fan that usually rules with my heart, but actually that time I was just looking at the results and I was like, we're not losing games. Like, it's crazy. Like, this guy is, I don't know. I've sort of had a chat with Payas here a couple of times, and he's a nice.
We're on first name terms now.
And he's just come on my screen. He's a very handsome man, actually, isn't he? But no,
for an older gentleman, he's a bit of a silver fox, isn't he? But
but genuinely, no. Like, I think I've said on the podcast before, I'm not saying that we should wed ourselves to him forever, and he's Pep Guardiola or whatever. But I just think he's earned.
Definitely not Pep Guardiola.
Yeah. No, but he's earned his.
He actually likes football. He's not that fucking robotic football bloody destroying.
And also, I know on our podcast, and I think I've said it on our podcast before. Like, obviously, Pepe Mel has a better reputation, and I like Pepe Mel, but I honestly think if we had appointed Pellicer instead of Pepe Mel, we would have stayed up there. Like, looking back now.
Do you think the main thing about Pellicer being the Steve Bruce appointment?
I suppose.
Regarding Pellicer,
if we hadn't appointed Mel, we wouldn't have had that wonderful night in Tarragona. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Every cloud.
And actually, I would say with Payas here, I'm not saying he's got everything right. He's made a lot of mistakes, but I'd even argue since April he's got everything right. Like, in substance, he's on my screen again now, looking. But I think he's great. I think he's a really good manager, and I think our fans underestimate how good he is. Personally,
a safe pair of hands. Speaking of which, Alfonso Herrera comes diving out to latch onto the end of that through ball. He is definitely a safe pair of hands. The one player I'm watching here at the minute, and he's not really getting onto the ball too much, but I think that's just through a lack of opportunity. Luismi, sporting a rugby cap, so he's got the full black head protection going round. I think we just need to put him on the ball a bit. I think we're focusing too much on playing out. As we're through here, who's this? I think it's Romani.
Whoa.
Romani across the back. Ooh.
I'm way behind you guys.
No one there to try and meet it in the middle, unfortunately.
Oh, Romani's through.
That was about the first time we've had a bit of space in this whole half, really.
Yeah, it's the first time they put 5 or 6 passes together, effectively.
Yeah, I think we might have to be tactical with our. You know when I say match commentary-ish, I think that's what we're going to have to be now. So, and there he is, Zidane, who was touting himself for a potential.
By the way, I forgive me, I'm just remember the podcast. I can't remember who said it, but I thought you were all a bit harsh on Theo Zidane. I always thought we've played him a few times, and I'm not saying he's Zinedine, obviously his dad, but he's always been really good when we've played against him.
He's definitely.
He's a second. I'm not saying
I don't think he's a world beater. Segunda may be about his level, but I think the one thing that, especially when you're playing for Castilla, it's more about, obviously, they want to play the nice brand of football, which is understandable, but they don't have that. I think they're just lacking that physicality, that sort of, the word that you would use, shithousery. I think they lack that little bit of tenacity.
I think one of the things with players like Theo Zidane and many other players, they're always going to be compared to the fathers. Yeah, they're never going to beat them, are they?
And I can't remember if it was mentioned. I think you did mention him briefly on the podcast. Enzo Zidane's a good goalie. He's a really good goalie.
Yeah. I think he's definitely getting a more of a reputation.
Because I was trying to. because when I was doing my walk this morning, I was trying to think who the third Zidane is. I couldn't remember his bloody name.
Oh! No, he's waved it off. I thought that might have been a pen, but he's waved it off.
Hey, remember, we've got a certain backup in this league, Nick.
Well, yeah, it would be interesting to look at him. It was Anthony.
Are you guys still remembering that we have that? Because I keep forgetting we have VAR and oh, that's it.
Yeah.
He's not really complaining, to be honest. Nah, he's fell over the ball, hasn't he?
He tripped himself up there, to be fair. But he looked good when I was doing it. But
yeah, he looks well with the kit, so you can afford to dive on the floor, I guess.
He does. And you know what? I'm going to be perfectly honest with you here. The kit is growing on me.
Told you from the day it came out, I didn't understand how he didn't like it.
No, I still understand.
Did you not see the photo Christian Makowski took of me next to the sunflower? How do I do it?
You know what? I think it's because it looks lighter on the front, so it's more like a sepia finish. But actually, it is really properly like gold or yellow, isn't it? But
it's more.
I had it in my hand. I thought to myself, you know what? I'm here. I had that one and the purple shirt in my hand as well. I thought, nah, I'd rather keep my €130. That's all right. But the more I'm seeing it now, there could be a bit of danger going into next weekend or the weekend after when I'm coming to watch the Huesca game.
I think it's always the case of seeing them in the flesh. You're always like, Well, I think that was the case with last season's shirt, and maybe the one before, where I did until I saw it in person. I wasn't really sure, but I saw it in person. I was like, I really like this. And this one, I think the gold is probably my favourite of the two away shirts. I don't really like the purple one.
To be fair, guys, no matter what the shirt looks like, it could be so bad. We're still going to buy it. We're still going to love it eventually.
I know. I'm not buying that purple. I don't like the purple shirt.
You know the best shirt we played in, or somebody played in last season for us. The 120th anniversary goalkeeper's shirt. What Herrero had on? Well, the kit.
Yeah.
The red top, white shorts.
What he's wearing now, minus the sponsor, is not too dissimilar of, is it? That's very cool.
Yeah.
I'll say this out loud. This isn't the best game of football you're ever going to watch this weekend, are you?
Kick out,
no. On their bench is effectively all their new players, like Theodore.
Yeah, I noted that as well before.
Yeah, Son Super
I
Bell.
didn't say it. Their manager is like 33 or 34 as well. I don't know if I've made that up. He's very young.
I think he's a little bit older because he's been with Cordoba. This is his second season. But he was. Who was he manager of before? Do we know?
Was it Algeciras or was it Antigua?
Yeah, I think it was Algeciras.
No, Nick, you're thinking of the guy who I wanted to be our next manager, the young boy. Well, young boy.
Oh, right. Yeah. Apologies.
He's still there, as far as I'm aware.
The
Cordoba manager.
Paya says trainers are immense. They just.
Pelly said he's a very stylish man. I always believe. Have we seen the most stylish man in Malaga yet on the bench? We fell in love with him last year, Nick, didn't we?
Was that Ross Geller?
Go on, that's nice.
No. Now, the important question is, are the what was the ones that Pablo Guedo? Whoa, my God. Herrero is Herrero alive?
Balenciaga.
Smash.
I can't remember what they were. They were something. Anyway, he came with a Oh, big save. Big save from Herrero with a chest. Unconventional to his very last.
Did he try bringing it down or something?
I don't know what he's trying doing there, but
get rid.
More danger for Malaga here. Cordoba just playing the ball around the edge of the box and
Not being funny as well. Either these Cordoba fans have very, very early gave up on their team, but look how many empty seats there is.
I would know. To be fair, we mentioned this on the preview show, didn't we? Said they've not had the uptake in season tickets that you would expect a team that's just been promoted back to Segunda would have, like Malaga has, like Castellon has, like Depor has. I don't know the metrics of the city or how it works, but they're not going there in their droves. Let's put it that way.
I saw in my my Pena WhatsApp group late on last night that they'd released a hell of a lot more tickets, like 30 and 40 euros and stuff like that. You're thinking, well, they obviously knew the ticket sales earlier in the week. Why not put them out earlier? Malaga would have surely taken more, given the chance.
Didn't they have an absolutely mad away ticket price, like at one point as well, like for the
they tried 40 euros, didn't they?
Protest 40 euros, wasn't it? Yeah. So maybe they've done the same with the home fans, and they've just gone, nah, that's fine. Because if it's anything like our pricing this season, ours has doubled already, hasn't it? So
Ivan Ania, their manager, is 46.
All right, okay. I've got to mix up with someone else then.
Apparently,
I think it probably is that lad at Antiquera, because he was about 33, wasn't he? And was he called Kevin Medina or something like that as well?
I'm not too sure.
Something like that.
Their manager, to be fair, has had a very interesting. He started with Real Oviedo, like reserves, I guess. Went to Villanovense, and then he ended up managing Racing Santander for 2 seasons. Algeciras for 2 seasons, and now he's into his 2nd season with Cordoba. So he's definitely doing the travelling. Nearly as travelled as Alex Ashmore.
He is. He must be like a Primera promotion specialist, because I imagine if he was there 2 years ago, was he the one that maybe brought Racing Santander up and then got replaced by Jose Alberto Lopez? If it was 2 years ago,
have you seen?
Can't be far off.
You know, I'm not the guy to talk about this. I've just seen Antonito's hair. It's a bit mad, isn't it? His little sort of lines.
Yeah.
He can do what he wants. Like, I
was going to say he's 17. He's just experimenting. He's throwing out there.
Is your stream Hypermotion TV bar?
Yes.
Yeah, that is. Then I looked to my left and there he was.
I'm trying to get on my laptop to see if the stream there is a little bit quicker. But
to be fair, if we can sort out this stream between us, this is a perfect stream. It's just we bet with this certain betting agency being 30 seconds ahead or whatever it is. It's like I feel like I've got to.
Other betting agencies are available.
Exactly.
I don't know. Like, as far as my setup is concerned, apart from the quality maybe of the stream, but I'll send you a little picture, not of myself, but of what I'm looking at.
The same way you're taking a picture of it, Nick.
Sending you all a picture.
SMS is going to be knocking on your door, Nick.
My stream's not too bad at all. To be fair, I'm quite impressed with this setup.
Mine is beautiful. It's just obviously it's about 15 seconds behind you guys.
I've used this for years, and like
you're in Spain.
Which I'm surprised with. I thought I was going to be flaunting I'm so up to date, but apparently I'm behind you.
The thing is, no matter what game it is in Segunda, every single game is on this particular betting agency as well, which it's always a good thing, a good backup. Is that better, Alex?
I think we need to get like t-shirts made with this particular betting agency.
Are you going to say that every time, Rich?
In the font as well. So not this particular betting agency. I tell you what, boys.
With the colours as well.
I hope we're not encouraging people to gamble, by the way.
No, we're not. 33 minutes on my screen at the minute, guys, and this is like.
Yeah, I think if I had just joined, I wouldn't have missed 33 minutes. I could probably say, it's just started. That first half hour, pretty dire from both teams, to be honest. Cordoba probably the better of the 2 teams.
I know we said earlier regarding as being fun sponges last season compared to the season that we actually had, but this game very much oozes of a last season game. You know, where we sat here several times thinking, no, what's happening?
I think we've been better team slightly, but not, we've not done much, but
we've definitely come into it more as the game's gone on.
The difference is this season as well. We've got a good bench. We've got 2 strikers. We can change Qual up if need be. We've got Hightam, obviously regarding fitness. Sangale, players who can get hold of the ball.
I think that's the big part of it. I think for me, Cordoba so far, when they have had the ball as well, they've just gone for it, and they'll find a way through, whether it's knocking the ball around the back or trying to just run at you. We're not doing that. We are, dare I say, going back to our little, let's try and keep hold of the ball for a bit.
Yeah.
Kind of style of football. And that's not what we saw last week. And granted, we were down to 10 men back to the Wolves job. But, you know, for me here,
when it has worked, it's been when we've been quick, direct, passing forward, creating this forcing them to come out. And yeah, we slow the game down. It allows them to sit in those two banks before.
Do you guys stream keep putting the camera on Hinaro?
I've just seen it for the first time.
I don't get it. Like,
everything you say
on Hinaro TV,
it's there. It's happening.
It's shit.
To be honest, the particular agency generally stays to the. Oh, there it is. Actually, just as we're saying that.
Hinaro's not local for ambassador, is it?
A wonderful training shirt that Cordoba got as well.
Is.
Very
That
nice.
is a great training
Really
shirt.
beautiful geometric pattern shape.
A little bit late on Danny Sanchez.
Didn't catch him, or did he? He made a lot of it.
Mm.
It was a foul, but maybe no. Yes, that might be a yellow.
He was as late as Matt Harrison's stream.
He was as late as Luke Chambers to this live stream.
I didn't get told. I thought he said quarter. Alex, blame Alex.
Alex said 5-2.
Do you know what the magic trick is on this? Is that when the live stream gets organised and goes up on YouTube, it tells the time that it starts. It tells the time.
I was actually sat here ready. That's the problem.
Luke, you should have said it was the Yorkshire internet.
Hey, it's better than ever at the moment.
Oh dear. What can I be doing with my evening right now?
Yeah, that is the issue. I mean, as you can see, Michael Phillips is sending the comments in. I know he tweeted earlier on his holidays. He's got a lovely local bar, many Victorian, got a perfect stream. On a 75, he's got himself a 75-inch, apparently.
Screen, 75-inch screen. Just stress it's a screen.
Mickey Phillips might be a big boy.
Whilst this lull is happening, I'll tell you what, just to give a little shout out to Glory to Grit. I know we've all shared.
Oh, you hated him before. I tell you what.
Just because I'm the star all of a sudden doesn't mean I can't promote it now, really, is it?
So Mickey, Nicky, you're going to post me the flag of the Glory to Grit gang and just me use it now then?
Speaking of Glory to Grit, Hazel and Joffis are on their way to the bar where I am, so they'll be here for the second half.
Oh, well, they've got it coming, I tell you what. Nick will be there saying
He told me my bit about talking about the sky was getting in there.
Well, there's a bit in there, and I don't know if they've cut it that way or whether it was actually said at the time. But the bit I was like, literally gave me goosebumps was Malaga have got 22 minutes to save their season. I was just like,
who said that?
That was me. I was like, narrator.
I tell you what, that's going to every CV Nick sends from now on. When you get into break.
But like watching it, it did feel like obviously I don't think you did it, but it did feel like, oh yeah, it sounded like you were like auditioning for a documentary about Malaga every line. It was amazing. That was great. No, that's what made it so good. I thought the way they did.
The thing it's such a powerful episode as well. Because like I text you a lot. The Dione goal, like me and Laura are watching it, and then you feel the goosebumps in your cheeks. Then when the Anthony, honestly, I could feel myself welling up. Strange in football.
I can't. Well, I am literally writing the last chapter of my book at the moment, and the reason it's taken so long is because I'm like, no, this doesn't do it justice. This doesn't do it justice. And I don't want it to be cliched at the same time. It's fucking hard. But it
really is. I've still got the grass from Tarragona's pitch in here. It's nearly dead now.
I'm surprised you're not sowing it into your own garden.
Alex, can I get in trouble from Primera for that? Or
No, I think you'll be all right.
Hey,
let's not snitch on you.
Yeah. Going back to
Really?
Glory to Great, the man who is built for the camera is the member of the Guiricast who's not actually in here. Chris, look, he's got so much emotion in his face. Like I thought he was going to cry, and I'm like, you're in a room just talking, but the raw emotion, fantastic.
Well, him and Alex are there holding their
that's what I mean.
and I'm doing. I look like a maniac. Yeah, Chris is great. Everyone's great. Yeah, Chris does feel like every sentence is a second away from crying.
The only thing I didn't agree with when Chris did say if Real Madrid, Barcelona went to the second division or Manchester City spent a lot of time there, didn't they? And they always kept their fan base.
We let him.
I think like the modern day fans, maybe not.
Yeah, you're right. Man City. I don't think many Man City fans are going to watch it, but they'd be very upset with that sentiment.
Lancashire Geary, Mike. However, Lancashire Geary was, if I get this right, was a Man City fan before the money all came involved.
Yeah, he went, you know what? I don't like these sheikhs. Let me find a Spanish football team that's owned by a sheikh.
And if anyone's interested in that sort of stuff,
He balanced it out. It's Paul's Rochdale.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Which is a good thing as well. To be fair, I like Rochdale as a club. And
when I lived in Manchester, I did read. It's David Conn, who doesn't write for the Guardian so much anymore. He wrote a book called Richer Than God, and he's a Jewish guy that wrote. He was obsessed with Man City when they were shit, and then when the money came in, he fell out of love with them. It's an amazing football book. I definitely recommend that to people if you're interested in someone falling out of love with a moneyed football club. It's very good. It's called Richer Than God.
Oh, hello, Carlos. What is this? Everything right.
Nick, even yours quietly in front of me somehow.
Hello, Carlos.
Well, here's the bad part about using a particular betting company.
Say the right words. What is it, Luke?
It gives you a reality check after an hour and goes, "Are you okay? Would you like to log out?"
Yeah, it does.
Carlos Puga, because obviously I mainly see him in a football stadium. Every time I see him on a screen, I'm like, oh, I didn't think he looked like that. I don't know why.
Carlos
would we say Carlos Puga's the number one right back currently then, or?
You know what? I would absolutely. I prefer him to Joaquin. I think he's a more dynamic defender than Joaquin, in my opinion. I think
he offers a lot more going forward as well.
Yeah, he does.
I prefer Joaquin, but like I think I said on the podcast,
only because you're part of the Joaquin Gabilondo fan.
Yeah, and I did make that joke, but I'm not against Puga. I think he's good too. I really think it's really close between the two of them. Just from a stylistic.
What about this, Matt and Alex? Me and Nick's kind of teased with the idea as Joaquin at left back. Would be interesting.
Yeah, I heard you say that on the podcast. I'd be up for that, but away from home, I'd stick with Danny Sanchez.
Yeah. I tell you what, one thing I will notice on this is Antonito's being man-marked out this game so far. Every time he touches a ball, he is just set upon by somebody, whether they're grabbing him or whether they are bringing him down or just shoving him off the ball. He is a marked man.
This is what he's got to learn very quickly. Now he's become the star and all that lot. Teams are going to pinpoint him, try and kick the kid out of the game early doors. It's up to him to show actually how good he is.
If they want to focus on our 17-year-old kid, then take it
Have we seen? I know we haven't seen much from many of them, but Romani.
No, he's
not so much from Romani in this game. He's quiet for me. The only quiet, Antonito quiet, but we're not offering an awful lot going forward, which I think is why, we're talking about the right back being our sort of main attacking threat. But that is a hell of a ball over the top. Keeper's committed, but no one there to back it up, and it's going to be pulled back for. Michael says, "What minutes are you on?" We're all on various different ones, unfortunately.
I'm on 44, 47.
Yeah, that's where I am as well.
Yeah, it sounds like the Wi-Fi is good in Madrid then. Must just be down the Costa del.
I'm way behind.
To be fair, Nick, you're like 2 or 3 seconds in front of mine still, I think.
Oh, well.
And then
It's just the second half.
Lancashire broadband that for you.
This one on TV bar is currently on 44.35.
Right, well, we've got half time. No, as a sign of this performance, no additional time for the first half because it's been
really poor.
Absolutely nothing has happened in that game so far for me. I can't even tell you if we've had a shot on target or not.
I think it's always been a regular theme on the live streams when we do differ away from the actual game, but there's really nothing to talk about, is there? There's not really been any shots.
No, nothing. I think Cordoba have had the better of the chances, to be fair. And whenever they have come forward, they've offered more than we have, but still 0-0 at the moment. No sign of that changing anytime soon, especially considering it's half time. But yeah, I now have to update all the social medias whilst I'm here as well. So sorry about that one.
Just a quick around the grounds. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but earlier on, Granada drew 1-1 with Depor. Huesca got beat 1-0 at home to Burgos. Huesca had 10 men.
Put 3 past Oviedo as well.
Yeah. So Sporting hammered Oviedo 3-1 effectively. Currently, we have this. However, Alex, Madrid Femenina are currently winning 2-1. They won 2-1.
Yeah, and Real Madrid Femenina won yesterday 5-0 against Espanyol with a goal from Scotland, Caroline Weir.
However, your 7th team, Alex, Atleti Madrid B, they got beat 1-0, and your 6th team, Castilla, drew 1-1 with Villarreal B.
Yes.
Although
more importantly, my home team, my first ever team, Yeovil beat Files 4-3 today.
I saw that.
Is that Nick Bell's team? One of Nick Bell's.
Which is Nick's team.
It's my neck of the woods. I think team would be.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. To be fair, it sounded like a bit of a classic. I'm told by the people I know who go to the File game that it's the best they've played all season, and then they've just absolutely capitulated in the last 20 minutes.
I saw the last goal. It looked like one of those really scrappy goals. I mean, they were 2-0 up. We pulled it back to 3-2. They scored 3-3, and then we scored in like the 90-something minute.
Nick, by the way, I'm catching up on National League monthly roundup kind of thing. Obviously, you still follow that. How the hell have you got Nick Horton still? Because what a player he is. We were at Salford, Matt, for a little amount of time, but he scores one of the goals regularly.
In non-league football.
Yeah, he's basically on good money. Let's put it that way.
Oh, is he?
And he lives locally, I believe. So that's always a big part of it. But it was the same when they had Danny Rowe there as well. The big money,
Big Danny,
at that level. But yeah. I hope they can turn it around. It's not looking too good at the minute, but yeah.
Jumping back towards Malaga, Manu AG Pierce says Carlos Puga the best. Obviously, Carlos Puga is impressing many Malaga fans currently.
I'd absolutely agree with him. So far, if we're looking at early signs for Biznagas for the review show, I'm going to say Carlos Puga would be mine. He just seems to be showing a lot more determination than anyone else on the pitch at the minute to try and do something. You could see he was visibly frustrated. None of his strikers were at the end of his cross either when he's, managed to work his way around 2 defenders.
Alex, that looked like you got handed a 6'9" can of Coke then. You were right in the corner.
That's a big can of Coke, Alex. Yeah, I'd agree. I'd say Carlos Puga's been the. I was going to say standout, but I don't think anyone deserves the title standout so far. But yeah, he's been good. My mates up north won't like me saying that.
Yeah, the fan club. Guys, anybody who's watching us, get your comments in just regarding the performance. I mean, obviously, us four aren't very happy / bored with that performance. We all said we'd take a point, don't get me wrong. But it's just a bit of a hard watch again. I don't think either team's doing too much to win the game.
No. Well,
hence why we're talking about filed centre midfielders.
Exactly, yeah. But I think, we obviously played this team last season and they're not... they've not changed dramatically since last season, and you could argue we've not changed dramatically. And I think we would have taken being, going toe to toe with them. When was it? We played them April, wasn't it? So it was
end of April.
We would have taken that. It's I think we're doing okay. It's like we're there. We're in it. I would take a point, but they're weird, aren't they? Because they were like so good. I think in the second half of the season, like I can't remember which one of you guys said on the preview show, like they were better than Castellon second half of the season.
Maybe said it. I stick by it. I stick by it.
Yeah, well, even as well on the on Twitter, we're being told the only highlight so far. This is from Paul Hennihan. Only highlight so far has been Carlos Puga. Been outstanding.
Yeah,
good to see. Where's Alex gone?
But also, like,
Please.
The whole reason, like, obviously, you mentioned Paul Hennihan there. We went to Real Madrid B away or Castilla away, and like we were desperate to finish third to avoid them, and it was like a proper like we fucking avoided playing Cordoba. So it's interesting to see that they're not quite as dynamic as they were last season. I don't know why, but.
I mean, if you remember, Matt, as well, in Nuevo Archangel, we were terrible last season in that game, weren't we?
Yeah, I think Chris said on the podcast that on the preview podcast saying that they're not that great. We could have nicked the point, and I was like, we would have stolen the point. They battered us.
They could have scored several that day.
We were nowhere near them. It was really like. They were brilliant, I thought, and I thought like what Chris said there was a bit like I didn't agree with it. Like obviously, like Antonito could have scored that goal, that chance at the end, and it would have been a great result. And I think you said at La Rosaleda that they were probably the best team that came there, and obviously we drew because Alfonso Herrero made just the most ridiculous save I've ever seen in my life, and then they went up there and scored.
Herrero had two of the famous clips of the season, didn't they? The original double save at his near post, I think it was, and then the Superman save, what kind of set the attack for Hightown. But in that game, Cordoba could very easily been 3 or 4-0 up as well.
Yeah, they battered us that day. And like I said, I always say, like I think the double save against Castilla is probably, if you're a goalkeeper, that's the better save.
Yeah.
For the cameras, the Cordoba save was, and obviously it led to a goal as well, which helps. But
I suppose I'll ask the question then, in putting your pace hat on right now, what does he have to do in this second half to change things? Does he need to find a way to really invigorate Malaga? Do we need to shift to a different formation, bring on someone from the bench? What are we thinking between us?
For me, the first thing that I'd do is, and he won't do this tonight, and that's not against Pellicer. I'm here for a point at least. I said midweek on the preview show, we need to get players next to, whether it's Dione, Rocco, Castell, any of them. We don't seem to be doing that. I'd love him to go to up front after 65, 70 minutes. I don't think we're going to do that tonight in Cordoba. If Malaga come away with a point, they're probably not going to take too much heart in us four and a couple of other people saying it's not been the greatest performance. We keep us unbeaten, run beaten at home and away. It's a point on the road in the day. We just want a bit more. Because this game's here to be won, I think.
I
By
think
the
you're
way,
right. I think
on my TV screen at the moment, they're showing the best goals of Salomon Rondon at Malaga, which is quite
Hey,
funny.
Matt, is that? Have you ever seen Manu Molina with bleached blonde hair?
I did notice that, yeah.
Who's that for? Did he play for Ibiza?
yeah, he did.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
where
We signed him from there.
What the hell did he do to his hair?
I think he bleached it.
The thing all the way down.
The thing I would do is I know it's been a bit of a controversial topic on our podcast this week. I'd bring on Castell. I really like him. I think he's got something about him, and I think he'll harry the defense. I bring on Castell, and actually, I need you guys to confirm this to me. Is Aaron on the bench? Because I believe
he is.
Allowed to come back. Maybe bring him on the last 20 minutes for Danny Lorenzo. Maybe, I don't know. But
Just to jump in with Matt, we've got Carlos Lopez, we've got the young goalkeeper Cespedes, we've got Joaquim Murillo, Isa Moreno, Aaron Ochoa Maloney, Juanpe, Sangale, Rocco, Castell, and Haitam.
yeah, there's no I guess I'd rather bring on Castell than Rocco, I think. I don't know what the state of Haitam is, but yeah, I'd be up for him coming on. But
yeah, I was gonna say that'd be my one at this minute in time, because obviously we're a bit light in those areas in a minute. But I think maybe withdrawing Romani so far, I think.
Well, I might even say Antonito actually, just to
I still think Antonito offers you something though, and I think I'm not saying that Romani's having a bad game at all. I don't think he's getting the ball out to him, but it's as Chris was saying on the podcast earlier this week. He's still got to get up to match fitness. He's still got to get himself there, and it isn't going to happen here where he's chasing shadows because Cordoba just keep hitting us on the counter attack. So again, maybe just to try and blood him in, get him sorted. Haitam the same. Maybe the unpopular one, as you said, Matt, would be Castell. But do you then move the Oni out wide, or do we keep him central? Given that he's played so well there, there's a lot you can do with I suppose limited options off the bench, really. Because you look at that bench there, and we've got mainly defenders and centre defensive midfielders to pick from.
When Luke just read it out to me, I was like, oh yeah, there's not a lot going on that bench. I'd bring on Castell ahead of Rocco. I 100%. I think
it very much would be like for like, wouldn't it? I mean, effectively, with the team sheet in front of me, besides Puga, we don't need to change the back four. There's no reason to change the back four. But the forward going six, you can change any of them. Like Nick said, Luis Mi's been quiet. I can't remember seeing Manu on the ball. And Manu has been fantastic. Normally, Manu has been dictating the play. Danny Lorenzo's done nothing. Romani, Antonito, very quiet. Dione struggled.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there, though, Luke, is that midfield trio at the minute aren't doing anything, but because it's getting bypassed for them, we are going around the edges. We're playing wide, which is bringing in Dani Sanchez, Puga, Romani, and Antonito, but it's mainly all on this right-hand side that Malaga are trying to get out and do some attacking through. So, for me, we could do with Luismi and Molina putting a foot on the ball. The last two games, especially Molina, he's been kind of that metronome figure for us and really made us tick. And the fact he's been barely on the ball in this game probably shows why we're not being, that successful with our play at the minute.
I don't know what coverage you've guys got, but on my coverage, they've just put the camera for a long time on Aaron Ochoa Maloney warming up. So I don't know if he's coming on. Biznaga's won already. I agree with what you said in the first half, Nick. That Cordoba training top is like stunning.
It's different. It's definitely different. You'd think it would maybe
amazing.
It's cool.
Every time they put it on the camera, it's like
Matt. The same again. Obviously, you're seeing what I'm seeing, Matt. And it was same in Archangel last season. The amount of Malaga fans what are in the Cordoba end.
Yeah.
There seems more Malaga fans than Cordoba fans in that end.
Yeah. It's cool. Like they are sort of, obviously we have more of a brotherhood with Granada, but they've become pals as well. It's just the other side. It's the Malaga
East versus West.
Yeah, when like I think, as Nick will know, when I think he's read my Atletico San Luqueño chapter, that once you cross that border, they really don't like us. It's like they really hate us. Cadiz, Seville, San Luqueño, San Fernando, none of them like us. But Cordoba are fine. I like Cordoba. I like the ground as well. I think what you guys said on the podcast is right. It is a
strange, isn't
really
it?
fucking ugly ground from the outside, but once you're in there, I think it's really cool. I think and like I think you were saying, Luke, about how steep it is. It does really feel like to me, it's the most sort of British sort of football ground I've been to in Spain.
Yeah, maybe like a Sellers Park kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did I get that correct, Matt?
I think I said in our WhatsApp group, didn't I? It reminds me of the Valley more than anything, and I think or the Den. It's like one of those grounds. Yes, I think it's a great ground. It's and yeah, like when we went there, like you did say like it's in the middle of nowhere, and it is a bit crazy like that, but. Like where we went for a drink, it wasn't a million miles away. Was it like, I don't know, 10 minutes? And
yeah, where we were drinking literally was a 10-minute walk with bars and restaurants all around it. Did I got that right, didn't I, Matt, on the podcast regarding the aircon unit thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris was looked at me like, no.
No, it did. It was. I was standing with Spider, and yeah, there was. I guess the aircon unit. There was something. I was getting dripped on, and then you said, "Oh, move over the other side." And for some reason, I just
all the gang came with me, Spider, and so on. Reggie, they came down. They're all there tonight, Spider and Reggie.
I opted to stay under the pissing aircon.
Yeah, Alex, just going off boil, but regarding Malaga, I know you see a lot regarding injury updates and stuff like that. Have you heard anything about Ramon? Because I've not seen a thing, and normally they're very much pretty updated with Ramon.
There's been nothing official from the club that I've seen. Obviously, I imagine what they would tell us, they would put out on social media, but I haven't heard anything. He's been training, hasn't he? I believe. I think
he's definitely on the grass. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's the last I heard. A couple of weeks
on the grass, bloody hell.
But like over the seasons, Malaga do keep you very much up to date with Ramon telling you he's doing light training and stuff like that. now on the website, I don't think it's like they've not give up on him. They're just like, yeah, it is what it is. See you at Christmas.
It's the Ramon cam. That's what we need. But it was interesting just before we kick back off for this. We're just a minute into the second half now, but you could see Dione was sort of like gestating and asking something from all three of his midfielders, Luis Mi, Daniel Lorenzo, and Manu Molina, and we're kind of saying we need to play it here and do it like this. So again, I think Malaga can see what the problems are. Whether Cordoba are going to allow him to play that way remains to be seen, but. It's interesting to see Dione taking more of a leadership role in this team as well, isn't it? Because I thought last season, despite his seniority and his age, he kind of felt like a bit of an outsider. I thought.
Yeah. Interestingly,
they all seem to like the way they spoke about him. He obviously had some impact in the dressing room, but yeah, I'd agree on.
Oh no!
Stand up!
Oh fucking hell, Alfonso Herrero! What a bloody good save that is!
I'm way back.
Wait for it, Matt.
Okay. Oh no! What a save!
That is
I've just noticed.
That's a bad finish.
It's a very bad chance. It's very bad.
He puts it through his legs as well.
But I mean, again, that defending very much like the Mirandes goal. You know where we said about the centre forward coming in between our two. I don't know if you guys noticed then, just before that chance, Danny Lorenzo is pressing very, very highly next to Dione when Cordoba. I mean, we're wide open all of a sudden, so it's clearly not working. But interestingly to see Danny Lorenzo so close to Dione as Malaga now try and counter.
And that's what Danny Lorenzo did so well at the start of this year.
Yeah.
When he was in really good form, he was playing off his striker, and that's when he was scoring goals. And then all of a sudden, he breaks his wrist and dyes his hair blonde, and he's fucking lurking around. Another good save from Herrero. Herrero is keeping us in this match at the minute.
Doesn't like him.
Herrero does what Herrero needs to do, but yeah, at the minute, Malaga are leaving a lot to be desired at the minute.
Just looking at the stats for the game so far, Cordoba's had 10 shots, 3 on target. Malaga's had 1 shot. Not on target, not anything. That needs to change if we are going to get anything from this, doesn't it?
No, absolutely.
Alex, can I ask you, just, sorry to go off the football side of it, where is the Peña bar in Madrid?
It's sold by Diego de Leon.
Wow.
It's sort of out to the east side of the city, near Diego de Leon, that's the nearest metro. It's, I'm trying to think, landmarks that you would know. Yeah, it's sort of, if you imagine the Retiro, it's east of the Retiro.
Okay.
And up a bit.
I'm sure we must all be seeing what we're seeing in front of us now, but that is a massive let-off for Malaga, that. Huge, really. From 3 yards out, all he has to do is fucking head it downward.
It looks like he's clearing it.
Yeah,
he's got to be defensive, isn't it? But Malaga there have got themselves another life, basically, because that should have been Cordoba 1-0.
Yeah, this is classic Malaga again, what we spoke about many times last season. How slow do we start as Luis Mí goes into the book? Yeah, yellow card. I dare say Luis Mí is going to be off shortly. I don't know if he's obviously not right for 90 minutes yet. Been out for so long. Now on a yellow card, we know Sergio Pellicer is not a fan of players.
Interesting. You guys, because I haven't really thought about it that much. You guys spoke on the podcast, and rightly so, about Izan Moreno, like signing a new contract, etc. But we've not really seen him much probably since like January. It'd be, like I think you guys said, he'd be interesting to see if he comes on, because him and Antonito, December, January, they were both starting games for us, and then I think it was actually when we lost to Ceuta, where and we weren't great there. Obviously, it was only 3-2 in the end, but I think that was the game which sort of was the writing on the wall for both of them. But I'd be up for seeing Marino come back up.
This is like an onslaught at the minute.
For me, you're probably giving it 10 minutes, and it might sound a bit picking names out, but the triple sub what I'd make would be Aaron Ochoa, Maloney, Izan Moreno, and probably Castell up front. I would effectively take Danny Lorenzo and Luis Mí off.
That's exactly what I would do. Maybe the Marino thing, maybe that's 50-50, but the other two definitely. I don't think we should bring Rocco on, because I think Rocco's a little bit more static, and what I saw last week, I think Castell will run around and just be a bit of a dickhead.
Well, El Milan asked a question here. Says, my question is, are we missing Roberto now? He would have scored the goals we were missing so far in these opening games. And, as you were just saying there about Rocco not being as mobile, we don't appear to have anyone putting on the press from the very top, do we, at the minute, like Roberto did. He was essentially a first line of defence, wasn't he?
It was those balls that we put in, and there's no one there. I kind of feel, I don't know, there should be, whether it's Tioni, whether it's Rocco, there should be an absolute nuisance for defences. It feels like they're just floating around. Whenever I've seen them so far this season, they don't have the same presence as Roberto.
Look, I think we're always going to miss Roberto.
Yeah.
But for a couple of seasons, we are going to miss Roberto. You dare say not because of his goal scoring, but that'd sound silly because he got 24. But the way he led the line, I've not seen many players lead the line like that. The work rate, a defender's nightmare playing against Roberto, surely. And adding goals to his game last season, you can see why Braga and other teams are interested in. And he's going to do well at Braga.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously we're going to miss him. Like he's. What do you say about him? He was perfect last year for us. But for me, I honestly think the closest player we have to him is Castell. I've not seen Castell in regards of his finishing yet, but he was doing that sort of first line of defense, as you said, Nick. I really like Castell.
Here comes Puga again.
Dione started tonight. Dione deserved this.
Sake. I can rightly see why Puga's getting pissed off at the minute, because he's putting in all this fucking getting us into good positions, and fucking someone can't even receive a simple pass and just lets it slip by them.
Puga, he has been very good.
Sanchez hasn't been great, has he? To be honest,
no. Sanchez has looked
like we spoke about earlier. Would the Hakeem to left back make sense? Sanchez, when was the last time he played 90 minutes a long time ago.
No, absolutely. It's clearly something here that we need to change. And I'm surprised nothing's happened so far from Pace, if I'm being perfectly honest with you.
Just I know you guys, two of you guys are in the same WhatsApp group. I've just been sent a photo of Mr. Miyagi in the away end at Cordoba, which is good to see.
Is Christian McCaskill there?
Wow.
Yes, Chris is there, yeah.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
I think Michael Phillips in the comments is basically saying what we all think every 90 minutes. Our goalkeeper is just on another level.
Well, again, sorry to do the, I've written a book sort of thing. But, Nick's not got, because I know Nick's read it, he's not got to, when I was writing about you remember the save he made in the first 30 seconds against Tarragona? I wrote about that, and I said, you may as well call this book Alfonso Herrero, a love letter.
Yeah, triple sub being made.
Yeah, triple sub going on, and it is Sangali, Aranacho Maloney, and Rocco. On the pitch. Romani, Dione, and Danny Lorenzo being withdrawn. So
I think that they're decent subs.
See, Sangali, if he can get on the ball, Aranacho Maloney, just the difference already from what I've seen this season in terms of the way that he plays. Málaga are a lot more forward thinking when he's on the pitch.
But what does this mean though here? Because for me, I'm looking at that and going, right, well, we've put on Sangali to replace who?
Luis Me's still on, isn't he?
Luis is still on the pitch, so we only took one centre midfielder off. And we've put two centre midfielders on. So Romani went off, but who's now going to go out onto the right or the left where he was playing? We've taken off a winger.
Well, that to me then, just based on when they were running back, it looks like we have a very, very narrow midfield. I mean, if he's doing that, for me, you play a tight midfield and probably stick Antonito as close to Rocco as you can. Maybe Rocco to knock the ball down for Antonito. I mean, he's fast. He's not scared of hitting the ball.
That's naughty, that is very naughty.
Especially when you're in a yellow card. That's quite silly from Luis Me.
I wouldn't even say it was Luis Me's fault. That I think the fact that the flag's gone up right next to him, he's seen it, and he's followed through on his cross and hit Luis Me in at the same time. I think that's a little bit naughty. That, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Hopefully, he's not affected or injured by it. But
I used to love that one as a player. Leave that leg in there. Shit house.
I'm trying to work it out really here, to be honest with you, because I agree exactly what you say, that Antonito should maybe go up top alongside Rocco, but at the minute he still looks for every.
He does, yeah.
Which is quite looks like a winger.
I mean, I'm not saying that this player is similar to this guy or anything like that, but an example of a team what used to do that is like when Cristiano Ronaldo, because he enjoys coming in from the left. I mean, you see quite a few teams doing it now. I'd prefer to see Antonito up there with him, but a lot of teams tend to leave a player in their position, I guess, try and rely on what he can bring. But for me, if Rocco's up there on his own, we are not. I don't think we're going to get anything from this game. We need to get closer to get attacking.
Yeah. No. seem to be making some kind of moves at the minute.
Service
But
as well.
every time we go forward, we end up passing the ball backward again.
Exactly.
It's just not the right service, and it always feels like we get to the final third and we run out of ideas.
And if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't think Antonito's had a very good game whatsoever today. But I would leave him. I would leave him on the pitch purely because he's one of our only players who actually like a shot.
Yeah, no, I think I would agree with you entirely there, Luke. I think he's been, and again, but I think it's because Cordoba have been on him. Cordoba have clearly identified him as a threat, and they've. I'm not going to say they're not the confidence out of him, but he's not as adventurous in this game as he was against Albacete. Let's put it that way. Even some of his passing is just a bit like, get it away from me as quickly as possible.
But I think also, I want him to do fantastic every game. This kind of performance might just knock him down a peg.
Oh, that's naughty. Again, that's
very
really
naughty.
Horrible.
The refs let it go. The Cordoba centre forward, Carl Antonio Cáceres, were it?
Yeah.
Goes into So that's two yellow cards apiece. Now,
Tarjeta amarilla, please.
Alex, how many's in the Madrista Peña then? Is there many gone in tonight to watch the game?
No, Alex is just in screensaver mode. That's where Alex is right now.
Alex.
Sorry, did you ask me a question?
Yes.
Sorry, I was engrossed in the game. What did you say?
What's the atmosphere like in the Madrista Peña? Is there many people there? Are they happy or?
I mean, there was about, I'd say maybe 10 people, and then at half time, 4 of them left. They said they had somewhere else to go. Either that or it was an excuse to leave because the first half was so awful. But there's about, I think, 8 of us now, 7 of us. We've got, me, my dad, and the Glory to Grit crew. And yeah, it's just quiet. They seem to be getting equally as frustrated as we are because, it doesn't seem to be going right for Málaga.
Alex, does the Glory to Grit team want to be on our screen this time?
I can ask them, yeah.
I'm sure Nick Bell will be.
Do you want to come on the live stream? Go on.
Don't ask very hard questions.
Yes.
Very professional, just whipping an AirPod out of nowhere.
He's here.
What do I do?
Say hello.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi there. You all right there?
How are you all?
Bored.
Congratulations on the episode.
They want to say thank you for everything.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I say
Thank
congratulations on the episode.
Thank you guys for everything, especially Nick. I think it would have been a surprise for you when you saw your face on the documentary. We didn't inform you.
How much have Nick paid for this?
Starring role.
Actually, we should be paying Nick because the entire documentary is driven by his narrative. So
Yeah, see, this is the respect I deserve.
Did Nick ever contact you privately?
I can't either confirm or deny that.
Nick's been in the DMs going, where's my part?
Get me in there. Get me in there.
I sent him DVDs of his year 7 school play, year 8 school play.
Go on.
Oh, hello. Hello. Awful. This is not a good
Yeah,
game
but
at all.
for real, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything.
Yeah, no, thank you so much to you guys as well. This is the reward we get for getting back to the story.
Antonito looks frustrated.
It is a poor game of football this time.
We're talking about the football.
Oh, okay. Is that good?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, ref.
Attack.
Right, come on. You're right. We just need to actually fucking do something here. But every time we go into the final third, like Alex says, we put the foot on the ball and pass it backwards. Fucking go that way, please. to Cordoba as well when they're not in possession of the ball. Look at how tight they are around the middle there, which is really constricting anything that we want to do. It's forcing us to go out wide, where, especially in this game, we're clearly not as capable as we would like to be. And here come Cordoba on the far overlap. Stand him up, Carlos. There we go. Well dealt with. Carlos Puga has been brilliant. I might start the Carlos Puga fan club.
The Poogs.
What do they call it when people fight? It's called pugilism, isn't it?
Pugilism.
Yeah.
There must be. There's a podcast title there somewhere.
It might be this podcast title as well. It's very much when you're back to the wall and you fight. That's what it feels like.
Well, that was Puga.
Sergio Castel scores, we have to use an electrician / spark plug.
Yeah.
If Carlos Puga does score the winner, we need to call the podcast Winnie the Puga.
You have no shame.
Yeah.
Come on, Antonito, get hold of it.
Just every
ball away every time.
My Biznaga is the Cordoba trainer top still. Every time it comes on screen.
Why is that linesman running down the wing? Matt, in a second, watch this. That linesman's about 3 yards on the pitch. Wait till Cordoba go forward.
Yeah, I'm watching. Oh yeah, he is.
Again, that's how the game's been. It's about a yard.
He's really on the pitch. Yeah, I've not seen that before.
Great pace from the lad. The thing that after watching an hour of Cordoba again tonight, I mean, we've not been very good at all. Cordoba's done decent, but like Cordoba against Mirandes was shot after shot after shot. Burgos went down to 10 men. They hammered Burgos. Then Burgos came back. Cordoba scored the 93rd minute. I believe they were very bad against Elche when they got beat 3-1. But
yeah, they were.
Is it a matter of Cordoba's just been quite unlucky? Maybe not taking the chances and stuff like that. Like
I'd say this, like when you hear that fact and go, oh well, none of them played in Segunda last season, and they're all Primera players or lower, and you know it's that lack of experience. Maybe for me, this is a lack of experience. This is just, as you said, they've been unlucky so far not to take the lead.
I mean,
that's played really well. Good football.
They've had 12 shots. I mean, if you could have 12 shots, so like we say, I know we're slating Malaga and it has been poor, but we've had 2 shots, so they're defending well, they're attacking, they just haven't put the ball in there, fortunately for us.
Well, there's a certain gentleman with a mullet and mustache combo that has been saving grace on that front.
I was going to say, I've been trying to bring this up. Like, I don't think we've ever talked about this on the podcast, and I have thought about it before, but never really brought it up. How tall is Herrero? Because like he's not tall, is he?
I don't think so.
I don't think he's that tall. I think he's tall enough.
6 foot, which for a goalie is not tall. I just saw him standing next to Einar, and it made me think that I thought this a few times. It reminds me a bit of one of my favorite goalies ever is Shay Given, and Shay Given was never tall.
Yeah.
He's a bit Shay Given-esque.
Alfonso Herrera is not quite Barclays, is he? Alfonso Herrera.
Shay Given is Barclays.
Shay Given is definitely Barclays. Yeah. Shay Given is also Carlingsman as well. He straddles both eras.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. And he's a really good guy.
Fouls again.
Never forgetting as well that Shay Given, you will say, synonymous with obviously Newcastle, but was also Aston Villa and at Manchester City as well for a short period.
Yeah, he was Joe Hart was his understudy, if I remember rightly.
And they taught him everything he knows.
183. Okay, 183.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the results yet, but I hope Steve Malbronk is still in with a chance of winning Barclaysman, because he is.
I can tell you that Alfonso Herrero is 6 foot. Hang on.
6 foot?
Yeah. 6 foot.
Which is really short for a goalie, right?
But really tall for if you're Nick Bell.
Yeah, well, really tall for me as well.
Really, really teeny tiny if you're Alex Southmore.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is Alfonso Ferreira would be the third biggest Guiricast member. What are you, Matt? You 6'?
5'11". 5'11". Oh,
So he'd be the second tallest then. We have got quite a short team, and then a very, very big team.
Yeah, the average height is fine, but it's like when they do like an average age of a squad or something like that.
It's extreme.
And Scott Carson's ruining it for everybody.
And even that, to be fair, guys, we've got our age bracket, and then we've got Alex.
Alex ruins all.
I mean, we're currently
really the outlier of this, isn't he?
We're currently sat on YouTube watching Alex in local welfare club, just having a chat with his mates.
Yeah, I actually don't believe Alex is in Madrid.
He does not give a shit what's happening in this game.
Alex is
zero interest in this game. A man who does have interest in this game, Frederick, noticed there he's put really not a fan of the triple subs. Frederick, what would your remaining two subs be?
Referee, come on, sort that out.
I'm a big fan of the triple subs in a game like this where we're not really making an impact.
Get up, Aaron.
Is just still other subs to use as well, isn't it? But Le Pen there picking up I just love this saying, Tarjeta Amarilla.
Well,
and we have had no pause of either in this game.
Nick, I was just about to say that.
You're not saying it right.
What
Alex is coming back.
Hydracion.
Tarjeta.
I can confirm I am in Madrid. I'm not at the local welfare shop.
Tarjeta Amarilla.
Free kick.
Have you watched that episode of Match of the Day where Karen Lineker did it in Spanish? She did all the football vocab.
He started, hasn't he? Antonito with a free kick in a very constant position for Malaga.
What a waste.
We're not doing anything here. Really not.
Really not fucking doing anything. I've been watching this game for fucking 70 minutes and we've done fuck all.
The thing is, the later this game goes on as well, the more we are gonna. Well, I think we've settled for a point for 70 minutes so far. But the later this game goes on, we're going to settle more and more, and it will be a good point. But performance-wise, it's fucking shocking.
Well, someone says performance really average. So I think this has been.
Matt, did you see as well? The Malaga fans are actually the Malaga fans are actually on the side where I was. You know the little square in the top corner.
Yeah. Yes, it's a different place to last time. I remember.
Come on, we've got to talk about something when we've got a review show to fill at the minute. It's going to be nothing happened.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, well, let's just do it now. Let's scrap the review show.
Is that La Peña again? Is that La Peña again?
It's another year.
Thank you for watching the Guiricast live stream. We'll see you next week.
We'll mention Glory to Grit and say, hey, there's a new Glory to Grit episode. Oh, Malaga drew 0-0. We'll see you for the preview show.
Yeah. Malaga played this weekend. You wouldn't know it, but they did.
Antonito was just drawn to no, actually, Arama Choma loan it first one, wasn't it? Just but two of the Cordoba defenders now on yellow cards.
I'm even looking at it now. I think I want to buy those shorts as well. Those shorts are shit.
Oh, there you go, Luke. Here is your pal from Tottenham. Jude. Hey, Jude.
Nick, I didn't realise you had a cousin playing for Cordoba.
I'm going to say, if a certain Mr. Bell scores the winner against Malaga, he will not be on the next Glory to Grit. We'll say this now. No matter how many emails.
Yeah. No amount of info. That is fucking dire.
How many times has that happened now?
What is the point of doing that? Might as well just fucking kick it back to him.
I'll tell you what, guys. We're going to have to up our game. We're going to have to up our game and do one hell of a preview show for Huesca. Because I cannot see this review going on for long.
No, absolutely not. Oh, and here comes Jude.
And it could get worse. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. Interesting to see him out wide as well, because he played like more of a number 10 for the Tottenham youth team. But for anyone who did miss the podcast, this Jude Sunsup Bell is recently signed with Cordoba from the Tottenham Academy, who signed him from Chelsea. But last season, Tottenham Academy were fantastic, and he was one of the stars of the team. So quite strange to see him in Cordoba. But a great move. What a move.
We haven't mentioned it yet, and obviously it's something we bring up on the podcast a lot. But what do we think of the Cordoba shirt? Because I quite like it actually, with the no sponsor.
Yeah, I quite like the minimalist vibe they've got.
Yeah, it's very minimalist. I like it. It's cool.
Yeah,
I
think to be fair, like you say, there's not a lot of teams really. Apart from Yeovil, for example, that carry off the green and white well, but Cordoba seem to have nailed it. To be fair, everything like the pitch hoardings, the sponsorship boards, it just looks
interesting
great.
how they haven't got a sponsor, because obviously that must be
hard.
Obviously in the Spanish second division, you need as much money as you can get.
Well, they also have a shake as well, don't they? And they have got one sort of sponsor down the side of the shirt, like where we have our Olin sponsor. They've got something down there, but strange. Like you say, we've clearly taken the opportunity to put sponsorship everywhere, haven't we?
Yeah.
Are you guys fans of the Olin, by the way, on the shirt?
I've had loads of people say, a few people say they think it would look better without it.
Yeah, it 100% would, wouldn't it? But it's, it is what it is.
I mean, if there's anybody out there who thinks the Málaga shirt's a little better out of sponsor, head over to classicfootballshirts.com.
You can only buy a kid's shirt now.
Is it?
Yeah. You've run out of those ones. Someone has put one on Vinted for 50 quid, which is a sponsorless one.
Yeah, I noticed that.
When I was on the Paseo today, I did walk past, let's say, the vendors, and one of them did have this shirt without the Tivoli thing on it. And he looked at me in disgust.
It's nice to know Keith was out there really does for the store. Selling his wares. making his €100 back.
I think I've mentioned on the podcast a couple of times that the amount of Malaga shirts I'm seeing in Marbella at the moment is crazy. I'm legit Malaga shirts. Particularly like the new home shirt. The new home shirt's very popular, especially with tourists. I've not seen the gold. I think I've seen one gold one, but yeah, it's crazy. It's cool.
In the comments down there, just seeing Michael Phillips has put performance really average to say. I think average has been quite kind to him, in all fairness.
Yeah.
Is it too hard to say this has been the worst performance of the season?
I don't think it's the worst performance. It's like we've just mirrored them, haven't we? They've not been great. And we've sort of just, we've...
It's definitely been the flattest.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I think I said in the podcast the other day, fantastic position we're in the league, great start regarding results, but I mean, last week against Albacete was a totally different performance. You've got 10 men, they battled their bollocks off, basically. I don't think we played very well in Ferrol. I don't think we played very well we played really badly against Mirandes.
I think we played really well in the second half against Ferrol, actually. Well,
I thought Ferrol was quite good. Mirandes was a surprise, but again, I think maybe we were all surprised about how well Mirandes played more than anything, given that we'd all, for a large part, written them off. And Albacete, it was a back against the walls job, wasn't it? It was,
against Albacete, you're right. It was back against the walls job, but I actually thought we played some brilliant football.
Nice football, yeah. But I think that's what's happened in this game, though, because we managed to play through the center of the park. We Dioni's goal was just, came from him picking up the ball up in the middle of the field. This game, we have been restricted to touching, hugging the touchline.
Yeah.
The entire game, I've not seen us do anything through the middle in this match, and it's been pretty pointless for us. But every time that we do get the ball in the middle, they are onto us straight away.
Yeah, Matt. Obviously, you were in La Rosaleda against Albacete. Did the crowd play a big part as the 11th man, would you say, or was it just purely Malaga playing the way through it?
Yeah, I'd say the crowd were big. Not huge. It wasn't like obviously Alex and I know Nick was there for the semi-final, where it did feel like the crowd was almost clinical in those playoff games. It wasn't like that, but yeah, there was like a big. Yeah, I'd say so. I see the crowd. But also, I just think we played really good football that game. Even I sort of forgot we had 10 men, and I thought we played really well against. I think we played well against Ferrol. Actually, not I'm not saying like scintillating, but
I thought we did enough against Ferrol.
I don't think this is good at all. But
no. Regarding the crowd, regarding La Rosaleda, I probably said that wrong because I always think the crowd in La Rosaleda is the 12th man, if you know what I mean. There is no crowd like that crowd, effectively.
Yeah, and I genuinely believe, and again, Nick was there, the Celta Fortuna game, for example, when it was 1-1, I honestly believe the crowd got us over the line. It was like we scraped a goal.
Fucking hell, living on the edge. Okay. I tell you what, if these lads had a fucking striker who could do something, then they'd be top of the league right now. Let's put it that way.
I think we're going to get stung. We are going to get stung late on here.
Why is he not slid in? He didn't look like he slid in for it.
Yeah.
That's a couple of times he's not managed to do that either. He feels like he's, considering how well he played last season, and here he comes, Genaro getting all rubbed up.
Just seeing there, gents, Matt Butler, Lancashire Geary. Evening, lads. Finally getting to see my first bit of Malaga action this season. Welcome back, dude. I imagine this is probably the last time you watch Malaga this season.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It has not been good viewings. Stand him up.
Yeah,
better.
I just don't get Genaro. Never will.
For me, the only way we win this game is Genaro. He comes on, kicks somebody, gets sent off,
gets confused,
kisses the Malaga badge. He's got that tattoo on his arm. Surely.
He's been training for the UFC in Abu Dhabi, and he's trying to get some early practice in.
Exactly.
I'm surprised that obviously I know we've seen the triple substitution from Pace there on 55 minutes, but we're now 80 minutes in. We've still got Luismi going strong on a yellow card. It
looks like we have some people warming up on the sidelines now.
I was going to say, I think I've just thought Isa Marino looking like he was stripped off. But him, Castell would be the one I think I'd be moving more towards now. And maybe going to a 4-4-2 and seeing if we can get any success with two strikers on the pitch, which would be a nice turn up for the Bucks, wouldn't it?
Would you be looking at Luismi?
Just to put on record, because when you did the podcast this week and you were talking about Genaro, and I can't remember which one of you, it might be you, Nick, I can't remember. They said, like, we've all always liked Genaro. I was like, no, I'm not part of it. I just don't get it.
It's good to see him getting a good reception.
Yeah, why is that though? I
disagree with that. I'm not saying we should he shouldn't be booed.
I always like, there was that period of time when we were in Segunda, I think it was when we just stayed up. That
Puga's coming off.
He was absolutely bloody brilliant for us. Do you know what I mean?
Zidane as well.
Yeah, Zidane's on. Puga off, Hockey on. I don't know why you would do that.
That's a weird substitution he makes.
It's like a waste of time, doesn't it?
Yeah. Strange. If anything, the place where we're getting more attacked is from this side. And again, like I said earlier, when was the last time Danny Sanchez played or even played for 90 minutes?
That feels like a waste of a substitution to me.
It really does. Like you say, you could have had a Castello in it. And I suppose maybe from Castello's perspective, he missed one training session this week, didn't he? Because he picked up a knock. But still, like, it's 0-0, and you kind of want to go for it. Why do you take off your right back, who's doing a perfectly fine job?
I suppose the
put on
argument.
another right back.
I suppose that right back did get us a penalty last week, but yeah, I do agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
the thing is though, as well, like we mentioned earlier, like what the hell is happening with Hightown? He played the first game and then you don't see him again, and he's on the bench, so you'd think he's relatively fit. If he's on the bench, you're talking 15 minutes at least.
Yeah, if you're on the bench, you've got to be fair, otherwise you just
exactly. You're thinking, why did he come on against Mirandes if he wasn't ready for that? He didn't look ready.
That was just necessary, wasn't it? Like,
I think that was a forced one. But again, it's the question is right.
Oh dear. Hold on.
If he's not fully fit and not right, then don't put him on the bench.
No, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's pointless. We could have someone from the academy or someone coming on a free side maybe that could be useful.
What's happened to that? I don't think I've ever seen him play. What's the deal with Chupete? Because I thought he was going to be the one that broke in this year.
He signed a new deal, didn't he? As well.
Because he was the one I was just sort of, like expecting not to start games, whatever. But he seemed to be the one. There was a bit of buzz around this summer, and still not seen him. So.
Yeah, I think I don't think he'll be far off. I think he'll be one that you see blooded in at this time of the season. Especially when we found out.
I don't know. He's like an attacking winger, or is he a striker?
It's basically what we need. Is quick.
Yeah.
I think you were Chris who said on the pod the other night, and I did agree. Like Dione adds more in terms of the way he plays. The dropping is more technical, but our strikers are quite very similar, aren't they? From what we've seen.
Yeah, and no, I think if you're looking at it in a one boxing and say, are they all relatively tall target men? Yeah, to an extent. But I think Dione operates. He looks like a target man, but he's not. But I think Castell also looked like he was someone who would prefer it, the ball into his feet, for example, and he likes to sit in between the channels and cause a bit of aggro. Rocco, in the first game against Frol, I actually thought he did quite well, and he looked like he was operating with a bit of tenacity. This game so far, he's been completely fucking anonymous since he's come on.
Yeah.
I
think they're completely different, and I think I mentioned in the podcast maybe 2 weeks ago, like saying even Dione did that interview, and he said the three of us are completely different, and I agreed with what Dione said. It's where Dione,
it's maybe just from the out. It's maybe just from the out. Do you think we've got? I'm not going to go too overboard and say 15 and 20. Have we got a player that's going to get us 10 goals this season?
No.
I don't think we have. Dione's had a very good start, and I really hope it continues. I just struggle to see where the goals are going to come from. I really do.
Who's this?
I think the goals are going to be spread around, but it's definitely no. I don't think we've got a 10 goals.
No.
And just as we go now, so again, I appreciate it's Danny Sanchez who's coming off because he's injured.
Yeah,
or he's probably not. But let's bring on another defender. So 0-0 away from home.
If you remember, though, Nick, if you remember when Murillo came on the scene, he came in as the left back, didn't he? So
no. I get that he can play at left back, but there is 2 minutes plus maybe 4 or 5 of extra time. There is a chance to still win this game, though we don't look anywhere near it. So what? In the last 10 minutes, we've brought on 2 defenders.
Yeah, I think this just back.
It does scream we're settling for a point, and I think I'm just saying. I think the biggest thing for me has been we haven't been able to keep the ball, and every time we've given the ball or we've pushed the ball forward, the midfield's just been non-existent. And when we keep giving the ball away, then we're soaking up pressure again.
Yeah.
It's just meant that we've been back against the wall.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually, because if you ask me how have our midfield played today, I have no opinion whatsoever. It's not
They've been nowhere. I haven't even seen them.
No, they've been absolutely nowhere. I think that's it. You've seen more from the right back and the left back, and as I said before, Antonito and Romani to a lesser extent, because it's being forced upon us there. But for me, we were talking about pace there before, and we're saying this season appears to be a bit more tactically astute. This feels like fucking Atletico San Eugenio away all over again. You know what I mean? Sort of like placid football.
I mean, it shows like we questioned it a minute ago. Why has he changed Joaquin Vapuga? Danny Sanchez is 10 yards away from Sergio Pellicer. Like I said, he's not played in a hell of a long time. Surely Danny Sanchez knew he would tighten up or something, or even Sergio Pellicer should know. He's not played in a long time. Let's do it. We've effectively wasted a sub there.
We really have.
Go on.
Fuck's sake.
He fell over again. How many
Happened
times
ourselves in a minute. Sugarcoat us all you want, and the thing is, the headline will be: we've gone to the Estadio Archangel and come away with a point. We're still unbeaten. We're still undefeated. But this hasn't been a good game at all.
Yeah, almost like I think I said earlier. It's almost like we've realised their shit, and we don't have to step up almost, which is wrong. But
you can tell he's Zizou's son, the dirty little get. He took two out here. Bosh.
Fair play to him. He does have Theo on his back, not Zidane. Oh, there's Zidane. Fuck, imagine being Zinedine Zidane's son. That must be hard work.
Doesn't always work the other way around, though, does it? I think someone said earlier about, imagine being the son of a famous footballer. I think Erling Haaland's maybe doing a good job. His father's name.
Yeah.
Not to big up the other podcast, we did do a famous football sons podcast on Platini Played for Kuwait. I can't remember what we talked about, but
would you say that that Erling Haaland is the biggest success in that bracket of the father-son kind of thing?
The one when you mentioned on the podcast the other day, yeah, you're probably right. Actually, I didn't really think of him, but arguably for me the biggest one is Diego Forlan, and Diego Forlan and Juan Seba Veron are probably the two big ones for me because their dads like played in World Cups and stuff. Their dads weren't like amateur footballers, but and I think Diego Forlan's granddad is like an international as well. I just love Diego Forlan, so it's like.
Who's now at
and also actually you'd argue the biggest one is Maldini, like because his dad is like a brilliant footballer, like Paolo Maldini is
Simeone as well is him.
I think Haaland's probably got an argument for being the best.
Can you guys name the only two father and son duos to have won the Premier League?
Come on,
Michael, Ian Wright and Sean Wright Phillips. There you go.
Come
Next
on,
one.
Send him.
Well, we did this at Morrissey's, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly.
We did it all at I remember this.
Come on, honestly, just can't work anything out at the minute.
Can we nick this late on?
I just want the final whistle to go. I want the suffering to end.
Yeah, Ronaldinho's son's just signed for Burnley as well, and apparently he's being sent out on loan to.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't
to
know
Dundee
that.
potentially.
Ooh. Dundee United or Dundee?
Was that a shot?
Yeah, to Dundee. Yeah, they have a special connection. So
Dundee also had Diego Maradona's son playing for them at one point. Many years ago.
Was that a shot back then? Did you see? Matt, you should be about there in the back.
Yeah.
I think that about sums up our game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It really does.
How many shots on target have we had? One?
Uno.
Really? Have we had one?
Manu's left foot.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
The guy in front of me has just turned around and gone, this is shit, no?
Yeah. I mean, even the one shot on target, the one from Antonito out wide, were just a pass back to the goalkeeper's hands, basically.
To be honest with you, my mind's gone now. I'm just trying to think of a better footballing son than Erling Haaland.
Well, I was meant to be on afters this week and I'm on days, so effectively I should be available for the podcast, but I might try and change my shift back looking at this. It's going to be a tough all night.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I might duck.
Matt, get some trivia sorted for us or something.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to keep teaching after school.
You and Chris can talk about anything really, not the game.
yeah. We need Chris.
Just give Chris the floor and he can talk for an hour.
To be fair, on the back of this and on the spirit of the podcast a minute, Chris might be positive about this game.
If you're Cordoba,
fucking good defending.
Me again. If you're Cordoba, are you coming away from this game very disappointed that you haven't taken the 3?
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm the Cordoba manager now, I'm thinking, how the fuck have you not won this?
I mean, it's pretty dire for them. If they can't get one past Malaga, it does not look good for them going forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
That's a really nice shirt. There's our podcast. It's like, oh, it was a nothing game. I really liked Cordoba's shirt.
Can that be the name for the podcast?
Yeah.
That's
and then I'm like,
nice
I tell you what, I think that gold Malaga shirt's underrated as well. There's my 2 comments for the podcast. What do you think of the game?
Maybe we should call the podcast "There Was a Game." ... We think.
Yeah.
Nigel Clough, would you argue that maybe he's better at football than his dad?
His dad's like the scored 200 goals quicker than anyone in England.
Oh, hello.
Go.
Hello.
Yeah,
hello.
But how many Champions Leagues did his dad win?
Nigel Clough's never won a Champions League.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. Did he not win it with?
Aguero related to Maradona or something?
Yeah, what a European Cup.
Uncle, I think it's uncle, is it? Or stepson? No, not stepson.
Is it like Messi's his son's godfather or something?
They've got a real triangle, haven't they? Aguero, Maradona, Messi.
Yes, good. No, Brian Clough is a very, very good footballer, so Nigel Clough doesn't beat him there, sadly. I can't remember. Brian Clough does have some Football League record of he's the quickest. The first, I don't know, he made it to 200 goals quicker than any other footballer or something like that. I can't remember.
But look at it this way, right? Nigel Clough scored 101 goals in 300 games for Nottingham Forest. I don't think that's a bad.
I've met Nigel Clough actually.
Yeah,
that doesn't surprise us in the slightest, Matt.
At Derry at Gig Lane.
And he no, he didn't win what's the full members cup? No, that's not it. Yeah, no, he didn't win. He didn't win a European trophy with Nottingham Forest. Apologies.
Final whistle's gone, gents.
Oh, has it? Oh, I hadn't even fucking noticed.
We are still unbeaten on the road. Clean sheet. The bus keeps going. I am not chucking the HMS Pistol League picture out tonight.
No, I definitely.
You would have been when you scored at the end, though, no?
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
It's not horrible. It wasn't fun to watch, but I would have taken a point there.
100%. It's weird again. It's so weird. We're unbeaten in 4.
Yeah, true.
I believe we're going to be 8th in league, 10th in league, whatever like that. And
we've played bad.
Like this.
Yes, I said it at the beginning. Another game without a loss is a positive. And if we can
that's
avoid losing every week, that's good.
You win at home, draw away, and you'll be up thereabouts the end of the season, won't you? So you've got to take positive. That was a very poor game of football, and I think Cordoba will be scratching their heads as to how they've not come away with 3 points there.
Next week in La Rosaleda, there's a very, very winnable game in Huesca, and then you're looking at that potentially 6 games unbeaten. You know what I mean?
Huesca will be tough though. They've started really well, haven't they?
They lost today though.
So Granada away next weekend on the Friday night. That'll be a tough one. And Huesca to follow. It'll never be easy, but I suppose, gentlemen, that should be good night from us. So I'll say thank you to everybody for joining us. Alex from a Pena bar in Madrid.
Thank you very much, guys. Hopefully next week is a little bit better. Positive. 1 point.
Yes, exactly. And Luke and Matt, thank you for joining us as well. And we'll no doubt discuss this game in the review show coming up shortly. And we'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for joining us. Catch you later. Adios. And as always, vamos Málaga.